Hello there, folks. My name is the Reverend Seven. Before we go any further, let me address the fact that yes, I really am a former Reverend. Yes, my name really is Seven. Now, neither of those facts are important, so let's go ahead and move on. Now, today I am here to perform old-time strongman feats of strength for your viewing entertainment. And you may be asking yourselves, what kind of strongman feats? And I am glad that you asked, hypothetically. I will be tearing things, twisting things, bending things, breaking things. Sound fun? Good. Now, for those of you who have seen a strongman type show before, a lot of this will look familiar. For those of you who have not, I hope this is brand new and fun for you to watch. Now, let's start off with just a few basic demonstrations. As you can see, I have a few various pieces here. I will start by displaying a packet of cards. Classic old-time strongman feat. Your performer would take the deck of cards, display it prominently, so you can see 52 and 2. 52 cards, 2 jokers. They will then take this deck of cards, they will brace firmly in their hands and just give it a real quick, easy tear through, just like that, almost like it wasn't even there. Now, before you ask, is that easy? Yes, for me, that is easy, because I've spent a whole lot of time and a whole lot of practice learning how to do this. Does it have any practicality in the real world? Not so much. Is it great for displaying the strength of fingers and stability of my wrist? Yes. At least I like to think so. Now, because that is just a simple feat there, and I am me and I am slightly obsessive, and you will probably hear me say that more than once, I like to make things more difficult. Because when they're more difficult for me, in my mind that equates to more fun. More fun for me, hopefully, means more fun for you to watch. So now I will take this other packet of untorn cards. Once again, we're just going to pop our cellophane off there. Missed a piece. Now, because I am here by myself in my shed, I would like to ask our imaginary friend who is not here, thanks medication, to pick a number 1, 2, or 3. It's a very small pool of numbers, and that's not important. So let's say that an imaginary friend picks the number 2. All right. So I will take our packet of cards here, and per our imaginary friend's request, I will give it 1 tear up here towards the top. I will flip that packet of cards around, give it 1 more tear down here towards its bottom, just like that. And then I will simply finish up our 2 tears. There's that one. And there's that one. Now, as I said, if that looks easy for me, it's because it is easy after lots and lots and lots of time and practice. If it looks hard for me, that's because this is really hard to do. I'm just trying not to make it look as hard as it should. Now, let's say for a moment that our imaginary friend who is not here has brought an imaginary friend of their own. Now, I would posit to the imaginary friend of the imaginary friend that they would also pick a number 1, 2, or 3. Now, let's just say that imaginary friend's imaginary friend picked the number 2 again. All right, so that should be a simple request. So what I will do is I will take the pieces of the deck we already have torn twice and attempt to tear those twice more, like so there. That would be 1, for those of you keeping count. This is the other end of our packet, and we're just going to hold that nice and tight, and tear again. So, twice and twice. Now, you may be asking, what do you do with the torn decks of cards once you have tore them thusly? I make confetti. That's it. Now, like I said, this is my shed, so I can make all the damn mess I want. Now, got our pieces out of the way. Now, that is just one type of old-time strongman feat, and again, that is to display finger strength. Now, there is another popular demonstration of hand and finger strength, and that is the oh so classic short steel bending. Now this is a big solid steel nail. These are solid steel bolts. Same thickness, same hardness, all steel as I said. And I will be attempting to demonstrate a bend of these items here. Now you may notice I have this off to the side. This is one of our steel bolts already wrapped up. Why it's already wrapped up is important for a little bit later. So firstly, I will take this big nail and sorting through my stack of assorted leather pieces here. I'll take these two nice tan colored ones. And I'm going to be wrapping this nail. Now, why do you wrap the nail? That's what I get asked all the time. You're probably asking it now. And if you're not, that's okay. I am wrapping the nail to protect my hands. Why does a strong man need to protect his hands? Because they're still my hands. Like most of you out there, I do have a day job, and I would like not to have a nail go through my hand for the simple fact that the last time that happened, well, there was kind of a religion based around that. That's not important though, so let's move on, shall we? All right, so just taking my, excuse me, pieces of leather here. And as you can see, our nail is still here, nice and safely wrapped. And I'm going to just take this up nice and high, take a big breath, and we're going to bend with my hands, hopefully not being punctured. So, just as we did before, we're going to take a big breath. There we go. And there you have it. One steel nail, two non-punctured hands. And because it's no fun just to stop there, we have to make sure that this nail is crushed down closed. Or at least I like to make sure they're crushed down closed if I can hold on to the silly things. Hey, I said fun, not quick. There we go. Just a finger's length apart. You gotta make your own fun sometimes, you know? Now, you may think, well, that was quick, that was easy-ish. My apologies, I've got card dust in my mouth. Now, as I said before, I've got various accoutrements up here. I'm now going to display two of these. These are two of those steel bolts that we had from the very beginning. And as you remember, we have another one over here already pre-wrapped and ready to go. Because of my obsessive tendencies to make things more fun via more difficulty, I will now be attempting to bend two at the same time. And what a lot of people are not, I suppose, aware of, and why would you be aware of this if you don't do this sort of thing, is that bending these does not have a doubling effect, it has a compounding effect. There we are. Get those wrapped up nice and tight here. Now, if you'll give me just a moment here, I'm going to make sure these are nice, tight, and snug. Again, I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to have anybody witnessing me hurting myself. Some of you may like that kind of thing. And I'm not opposed to pain and or injury, but I've got other stuff to do later. Like I said, you know, I do have a day job. Kind of like to keep doing that. Now, I have these thinner black pads that have wrapped around. I'm going to give that just a few more twists just to make sure everything's nice and secure. Now, many of you may be curious, well, how much force does it actually take to bend the stuff that you're bending? This nail, for example, the very first one we did here, these can be a little over 200 pounds. So not much, but a little over 200 pounds of force to bend this nail. These bolts should be just a little bit more than that. It can vary, of course, but they wouldn't be less than that. So it's safe to say that this is a few hundred pounds of force required out of me for my hands and wrists to successfully bend this kind of stuff. All right, so once again, let's make sure everything's nice and tight to avoid any unsightly, untimely, and unfortunate injuries. There we go, just like that. So same as before, I'm going to hold these bolts up nice and high, get a big breath in, and hopefully we're going to get these to move. So, we're bracing, we're breathing. Good. Okay, big breath in. There we go. Just like that. We have two of our bolts bent simultaneously or in tandem if you prefer. Now give me just another moment. I'm going to crush these down, same as our nail there. Woo! Nothing like seeing a fat guy out of breath, eh? You don't get to see enough of that in the world. All right. So just saying we have those, and just saying we're going to try to close those up just a little bit more. All right. Now, as you can see, got those so closely bent, the wraps got stuck. All right, folks, there we have our double bolt following our single nail. Noticing a theme so far, doing one thing and then doing a double of the thing. I swear it's not on purpose, it's just how it goes. Or something. All right, one more time. Let's give those one final squeeze. And there we have our matching set. There. Now, as I said, there's a few various items up here, and you may be asking, what's he going to do with that other bolt? Are you asking that? If you remember that, I'd be impressed. So this is our other bolt that we had from the very beginning. This is the one that is pre-wrapped. Now, why this is pre-wrapped, like I said, would be important for later. This is the point that we've got to the later. What I will now be attempting to do, and that I'm covered in mess, is bending the single bolt twice. Like I said, there's a theme. It just shakes out that way. Now, why I will be bending this twice will become important momentarily. So what I'll do is start up here firstly towards the very end of our bolt, getting our breath, and just a slight bend this time. There we are. And then I'll be coming over here and in the opposing direction, bending our bolt one more time. There we go. Now, if you allow me just a moment here, I'm going to slowly and surely double bend this bolt. Now, given everything viewed so far, you would think this is maybe the part that I wish to display prominently. Whew. And this part is not. This is just a bridge, you could say. And what we're bridging to is something a little more fun, I hope. All right. Now comes the tricky part. Now that we have our bolt bent in this fun little zigzag pattern, I gotta close it up just a little bit more. I'm telling you, just because you make it look easy does not mean it's ever always that easy. All right, where are we at here? Get our little guy to stop. Go here or two more. All right, so I'm now going to take a few of these unattached leather pads. I'm going to crush this down just a bit. Okay. Woo! You know the best part about being a performing strongman? It's like being one of those girls on Instagram that wear the yoga pants. You're watching me do this. You're hoping you get to see something a little more revealing. But as you can see, I'm already fully dressed. And unlike the Instagram models, you paid to watch me. Hell, maybe you paid to watch them. I don't know your story. Alright guys, so there we have our twice bent bolt. And if anybody's confused about why that's twice bent, single bent. Yeah, it sounds like I'm talking to a bunch of elementary school students. But given our education standards in this country, that's probably not too far off, honestly. Not to disparage those that went to public schools, I too am a victim of the public school education. Why do you think I do weird shit? Alright, now, I think I have tinkered and fiddled with this damn bolt about as much as I can and about as much as possibly entertaining. So now, what I will need is a weight plate. Now why a weight plate? Just wait. I deserve that. Now, with our weight plate, we're just going to place that here. There we go. I will now, from my assorted bric-a-brac here, take out this length of chain. There we are. Now, because everything I use is real, authentic, and genuine, I like to display that nothing I use is any short of that, including our chain here. So as you can tell, hopefully, real steel chain. That's one of our big nails again, and this is our double bent bolt. There we go. Now, have we figured this one out yet? Have we figured out why the double bent bolt, the chain, and the nail, and the weight plate? No? Okay. Well, if we haven't, not a big deal. I'll be taking our chain and nail here, dropping through this plate like such. There we go. Now, this is not one of those super weak, super flimsy chains that you hang your plants from. Get tired of people asking me. But we have our double bent bolt down here, and I have this fun little guy. This is just a wrist wrap with a D-ring on it. And what I will be doing now is attempting to break that chain with that bolt, one of my big nails, and just this D-ring here. And how I'll be doing that is just like such. Now, as you can see, chain is nice and taut, D-ring is on our bolt. We're going to get a big breath in and just pull up. There we go. All right. A little bit more pop than what we planned on, but that is okay. Our chain is thoroughly pulled apart regardless. Now, folks, that is a brief demonstration of old-time strongman feats. I hope everybody enjoyed. And who knows? Stick around for more. Maybe we'll do more later.